Hello Year 4 and welcome to our class reader. If you joined us for the last chapter, you'll remember that they fell asleep. Nan had hurt her ankle, so let's find out what the next day holds when they wake up. So chapter 35, and this one's called Ambush, so let's find out who's ambushing who. Next morning we wake before it's light. My breath comes out in puffs of condensation and I have to rub my hands together to warm them. While Grandma rests, Praveen and I build another fire from the leftover wood. The ash is still warm from last night and Praveen quickly boils water and makes tea. The liquid warms my insides. Grandma climbs stiffly out of the tent. She hobbles towards us before straightening and placing her hand on her lower back. "Are you all right, Grandma?" I ask. "Just stiff. Give me a few minutes and I'll be fine." She steps forward and winces. "Let me look at your ankle," I say, kneeling in front of her. "It's swollen. I think you twisted it." "You two should go on without me," she says, flinching. "I'm not sure I can walk." "We'll leave Katani with you for company," says Praveen. "No," says Grandma, "I'd much prefer for you had him for safety. Make sure you're back soon, though. Dad will be waiting for us otherwise." I pile some logs in front of her so that she can elevate her foot. I hang my camera around my neck and Praveen picks up his staff. I pause and turn back to Grandma. "Are you sure you'll be all right?" I ask. I don't feel right about leaving her in the mountains all by herself. She nods and ushers us onwards. "No leopards are dying on my watch," she says. "Now go." We set off with our torches. Praveen picks up pebbles and throws them along the way to warn the bears that we're coming and scare them off. Something skims against my leg and I jump. "What was that?" I ask, shining the torch next to me. Katani looks up at me. It was just his fur. We walk next to each other on the thin path. Praveen's fingers brush against mine and then he clasps my hand in his. My heart races. I can't see his expression because it's dark. We walk together, hand in hand. The tallest mountain peaks are always there in the distance. The sun rises behind them. At dawn the air fills with birds and tweets. In the growing light, Praveen spots the remains of a campfire at the side of the path. We run and place our hands over it. It's still warm. "We must be going in the right direction," I say. We walk higher and higher, climbing up to the clouds. My mum always says that up in the mountains there are fewer people, which means there are fewer thoughts. It's one of the reasons it's so peaceful, says Praveen. I'd never thought about it like that before. The air is thinner up here. I can feel it in my chest. Abruptly, Katani growls and lowers his body close to the ground. I hear twigs crackling up ahead. Praveen raises his fingers to his lips. We tiptoe onwards. A smaller path has been made through the trees off the main path. Praveen beckons me that way. I grip the camera in my hand. Suddenly a shot rings out into the air. It echoes off the mountains, disturbing the stillness. I duck behind some ferns, pulling Praveen down with me. We crawl forwards on our hands and knees towards the sound. I can hear men's voices ahead. Peering between ferns, I see Toad and Stinger and a tall man who must be the film star, Guardian Mankar. In front of them is a leopard. The leopard knows it's cornered and faces them snarling. Its body is low to the ground. "Run," I whisper under my breath. "Why don't you run?" But then I noticed one of its back paws is stained with blood. It can only limp. My heart leaps. It must be the same leopard I saw before. She growls, warning them not to come closer. It happens so fast. A click, and then the crack of their guns. "No!" I scream. My voice is lost beneath the sound of shooting, and it's too late. Just like with Mum, there's nothing I can do. The beautiful leopard thuds to the ground. I collapse against a tree, and the mountains roar with me. So how very sad. So it looks like they haven't been able to stop the poachers from shooting the leopard. So let's find out in our next chapter what happens next now that they've found the poachers and found them actually poaching 4 leopards and injuring that poor leopard that they ambushed. Okay, join me next time, children. Bye for now.